We're investigating the mother at the centre of this next piece after her apparent battle with terminal cancer took a dramatic and unexpected turn.
It was a devastating story. A New South Wales mother of 6, Elle Edmonds, was told she was dying of ovarian cancer and had 3 years to live. Aussies rallied, setting up fundraising campaigns. Dozens contributed money to help foot Elle's $1,600 a month medical bill. Websites were set up and flooded with messages of support.
This is something that may well have taken her life and left 6 children without a mother. Naturally, that makes a person want to do what they can to support or pay it forward.
But police are now investigating allegations it was all a lie, with the man believed to be Elle's partner taking to Facebook.
Penalties for offences involving fraud, almost inevitably a criminal conviction would follow. In many cases, jail is a distinct possibility.
The allegations remain unsubstantiated. Edmonds has since come out saying she suffers from extremely serious mental health issues.
I felt devastated. I put so much work and effort into trying to help. It's going to make me think twice about helping someone out now.
Allegations like this aren't uncommon. In 2011, Canadian Ashley Kirillo pleaded guilty to fraud after faking cancer and collecting $20,000 in donations. While in 2012, a Texan prom queen was arrested on similar charges, she raised $17,000. So with this Sydney family in turmoil, what could potentially drive someone to this?
To find out, we crossed to Steve Ellen, who is a psychiatrist and specialises in this field. Steve, nothing's been proved in this case yet, but what drives most people into doing something like this?
Well, you know, it's interesting. It's such a complex phenomena, something that you see really in everyday life. People fake illnesses all the time. And if you think about it, when people have illnesses like a cold, they'll often say they've got the flu. So people exaggerate to get sympathy. Now, some people occasionally just blow it all out of proportion. People call it factitious disorder or Munchausen's, and sometimes people fake all sorts of illnesses to get all sorts of sympathy. But it's really complex. No one completely understands what it's all about. Sometimes we think it's about childhood and people who have grown up in families where sickness is the main currency of affection. Sometimes we think it's just that people want to be in hospitals around doctors and nurses being cared for, but it's hard to understand.
But in some of these cases, I think one of the cases in America, the person didn't have any disorder of any kind. It was simply, they were simply committing fraud and they simply wanted the cash. I mean, surely not every single example is somebody who's suffering from this factitious disorder.
Absolutely, you're spot on. By far the majority of people who fake are actually faking for personal gain. And there's all sorts of reasons people do that. The commonest is money. Or actually, that's not true. The absolute commonest is, of course, a sickie. People turning up to their doctor and saying, "Doc, I've got a sore tummy, I need a day off work."
Stephen, must be particularly tough for the kids who have a parent who'd make this sort of stuff up.
Yeah, for a whole lot of reasons. Often if the person gets caught, it's extremely embarrassing and it's often high profile. So it's obviously very traumatic for the family, and of course they've done absolutely nothing wrong. The other issue, of course, is sometimes factitious disorder or Munchausen's, the parents sometimes cause illnesses in the children. And so which is called Munchausen's by proxy, and that can be really traumatic too, because the kids can end up being the ones who are presenting with the illnesses, and they don't know that it's a fake illness, obviously. They don't know that their parents are doing things. So it can be really tough on the family, and they often need lots of support and our sympathy.
Well, a complex issue, and thanks for helping us try to make some kind of sense of it, Steve.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Time for a break. Don't go anywhere. After all, I'm not allowed to. See you soon.